All I want to know is it time's up for Nicki Minaj. She is the top trending topic. I can't help but see it, and she is not going anywhere without a fight. But it's really not her fight. The fans have chosen. And when you look at ticket sales and things like that, that predicts whether your fans are truly your fans or not. So I was on Queen Radio when it came on episode 5, and it was only 581 people in the chat. Like, I'm like, where is all these 1 million followers that this lady has? And they're not even in the chat room. All I see in the chat room is people talking about Cardi B, talking about Cardi B is the queen, and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow. So Nicki's going at Billboard saying, all this stuff. And Billboard is they have numbers. Numbers predict certain things. So these ticket sales have predicted whether Nicki Minaj is going to get the money back that she spent on this album. And her fans are just they're not pulling through, They brought 185,000 copies, and that was it, And every star goes through this. I remember when MC Hammer went through the fall, when he fell off, and when stars fall off, when they fall off, when everybody loses that love that they had for them, they lose the respect. And then when you start seeing people joking about the person and laughing and kikiing at the person and making all kinds of memes and articles are negative about the person, that's when a person is get ready to fall off or get ready to take a big drop. I think the times have just changed, and people are just not into her anymore. And also, too, your attitude is everything. I've learned that a lot, that being angry all the time will push people away. Even though you might say your truth, there's a certain way you have to say it. And the way that she's saying her truth, people are not responding well to it. Because anger just gets people to, want to get away from it. If it's toxic, they don't want nothing to do with it. If it's drama, don't want nothing to do with that. So the Queen Radio might be a good look for Nicki and a good business move, but the attitude, she's going to have to curtail it because people are getting turned off by it. And my 38 years of living and starting off with a bad attitude, because how I grew up and where I grew up and situations that happened to me, I was always bitter and angry. And I always realized that no one wants to be around a person that's bitter and angry. No one. No one. It's like a repellent. Like it keeps people away from you. And I learned to change my attitude, first change my way of thinking, because you can only have an attitude that's really bad because your thinking can be negative. Once I changed that, I noticed that I started to come away from that anger, bitter person and lashing out at people, tearing people up with my mouth. And, I took aback from that. And I said, that's not what I want to be. I don't want that to be my memory. I don't want that to be my legacy. So Nicki Minaj has to figure out what she wants her legacy to be. And this is not a way to go out. It's not. Every artist has went through this. Aretha Franklin has went through it. Patti LaBelle has went through it. All of these people have went through a time where people stopped buying their albums. Times change. People listen to new stuff. New music is introduced. Times are always ever changing. So Nicki's going to have to reinvent herself. The only people I know, or artists that I know, that reinvented themselves was Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. She made a comeback. Even though people talk about R. Kelly reinvented himself each and every time that people stopped buying his albums. He reinvented himself, and he was able to stay in the game for a while. So R. Kelly has reinvented himself. You know, a lot of singers have been able to bounce back. So Nicki just needs to be able to bounce back. Tell me what you think about her fall. Is her time up? Like, share, subscribe. Salon B. Have a great day.